It is sorting time. And it is public and okay, good. It is the time and this yes, it bang. Now it's time to go after. Hey, look at that. Okay, so as mentioned, we're gonna have to dig towards the mob farm. We need 100 and I think it was 120. I can always check afterwards. So let me just do some calculations roughly. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 12. 12? I forgot. Every time I changed version to update it. This 12 over here. 12. 2, 3, 4, 16, 20. I think another thing, I think they also increase the reach that you have with the pickaxe. 24. There's a lot of noise. Why am I making so much noise? 28. Pretty certain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright. Yes. 28. 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, and we dig onwards. 35, 36, 7, 58. 39, 40. This is 40. 31, 32, 33, and pickaxe needs to be changed. Haha, gotcha. 4, 45, 46, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, it's good I counted. 50. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up. Fine. What? Oh, there. Excuse me. Pardon? Oh my god, what is going on? What? What? There's something wrong here. Yep, that's the perfect music. Okay. Alright, I'm back again. So we are now up on 90. And my pickaxe needs to be replaced. We didn't look at that. I'm calibrated. I'm rich, bro. As Yumi says. This day is going to be a little different because I'm actually out of house. So Apologies if the sound is a little clapping. David even looked down then and started talking. It didn't even count the amount. Hang on, let me just 1, 2. Wait a minute, so this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? Oh, yes, I have to count again. No, I don't. I know that's 60. Right. 30, 40, 50, 60. Copying. Damn it. Oh, this is so chaotic. And I really ain't count Dracula. Alright. Oh, right. That isn't even a torch you should focus on. Actually, yes, it is. 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means 30, 40, 50, 60, 17, or 70, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Oh, that means we almost say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And there we go. Back at it. Now we have made it to the location. Though we should probably go to 30 at 130. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now on 130. Yeah, so this is the entire thing I need to dig out. I'm a little tired, but that's fine. Oh, I need to get this iron. I need to collect a lot of it. After all, the strip mining is fairly effective, but in the long run, with this build, then it doesn't really matter to strip mine because I'll have to dig out either way. And I can't get a profit with the amount of durability that the amount of durability that the pickaxes have, because they have like half compared to current Minecraft, which is a bit of a shame. I think what I'll do is I'll put the torch here. Actually, not there. I'm gonna put it on the ground. There we go. That's how it'll be. Then I hold the pickaxe, do this. Then, yeah. I just dig. Ah. I just realized I could probably reinvent this. Let me just do this. Might have an idea to how I can simulate that it seems like we have also gotten the initial shot. When I break this, then I open up and make this furnace. No, and then I 2 pieces of coal. Put this in. And you'll see in a moment I'll be able to get 2 shots. Ugh, no. And there we go. Just put this there and there. Probably chests. There's this. About that, I just needed to clear my throat. Kinda gets clogged. Okay, wood. Over here's wood. Oh. Ew. Need to. Oh, hello there, little fella. You come from this dirt patch. Oh, you can stay. So I should probably leave the door open for you. So you can get out. Anyway. So I don't know if I like those cobblestones more than just normal stone. But, I think I should worry about right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all the chests I'll need. Yep. 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 There, and there. Almost had all the pickaxes. And then we do this. This. You'll be able to get a picture of empty chest, and you can also collect pixie weathers another time. But if you really must, then you can just duplicate so that you both get a frame where it's down here and up here, and then just stitch them. Anyway, as for digging, there we go. It's only me and you that knows. And so let's do this. There we go. Pick this up. Didn't quite think of my pickaxe actually taking damage. Oh, right. There. There. Just then I look. And there we go. There it is. Now we go on. The victory. And glory. Well, actually not glory or victory. We're just digging. Just digging. As mentioned, we have to put the mob farms far away from one another so they be with each other in the testing phase. Like, ideally, you would have the mob farms close to one another. And it's arguable whenever or not having multiple farms would actually do anything. Nonetheless, I am not doing it for efficiency. I am doing this to, like, determine how they function and how well each variant functions in each version of Minecraft. That's why I'm working in in alpha, to be able to upgrade to any version of beta to the release, and then all the subsequent versions. And I'll also be able to test different mods, because it will be very clear once I've exited the alpha mod. There'll be like some completely different generations, and from there I can then extract whatever resources I wish from the mod. It also means that I have a safe zone. I'll also be able to inspect the mobs from a safe location to add some. That reminds me, I should probably make a driller type thing, so I can, like, safely observe dwellers, like kind of like a containment. I'll just write that here. There we go. That's good. Oh, that also means I need to... copy there, and I broke another pickaxe. I also need to observe how, when, for example, the broken trip deletes a chunk, then I could make a test, like, can it remove all types of chunks? Like, all types of blocks? What happens if I stand on a chunk edge? What will it then do? Those things I can, like, experiment with. Yeah, I need to make a chunk deletion grid. There we go. Chunk deletion grid. I'll have it like checkerboards. Chessboard. Because that way I can see, like, if it removed then one side of it will be black and the other side will be white. Maybe not black, because that's obsidian and I don't want to mine obsidian. That would take forever. Oh my goodness, that would take so long. What could I else use? I can't use stone. Clay? No, clay is really difficult to get my hands on. Not wood either. Maybe gravel. Gravel could be. No, Quirrell would fall down. I need to... what could I place? Oh, maybe stone slabs. Yeah, stone slabs could be a good idea. It would. Pathetic. Gravel. Aha, gotcha. Oh, I should probably silence the walls. Yeah, that sounds weird. There should not have been this amount of count. Actual. Pretty certain this is a spawner. Power. Never. Those things. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, is anyone here? Oh, there was. Right. Well, I guess I can then start talking about the Draflion. But I'm not really in the... Okay, wait, hang on, I need to... Wait a minute, I have wood here. Okay. A little bit unexpected. If you could let me out, then I would... That's fine. Here you go. You have a way now. Oh, shit. There's no skeleton in it. Collect the iron. There you can break his caps. Anyway, maybe I should talk about Drafler. So what was I talking about yesterday? I was talking about the elemental. No, not. Yeah, I was talking about the elemental and like their bodies. So as mentioned, it's a four-dimensional body. Everyone has a four-dimensional body in the universe. And these ones in particular, because they are crafted by a fourth-dimensional being, have a perfect skill in the fourth dimension. Humanity has the problem that there is no predator amongst the on Earth, so, which means that their fourth dimension has degraded over time. There's been no like weeding out the impairments in that regard when it comes to. Alright, I'm not fighting the skeleton with only 2.5 hearts. It really doesn't want to hear about Draflian. Ooh. Yep. Okay. I just need a bunch of weed. Right here, and then I can go in and kill it. It can also be that I should actually forge the sword of Archeon. Well, I can actually still heat up 8. I just can't use 6 of it. But I think I should upgrade my sword at least. Alright. As mentioned, as before the skeleton interrupted me, Drafleon's people are like, they are perfect in the fourth dimension, but humanity is not, because there's been no predator to actually beat out imperfections that we got. So when Drafleon comes to Earth, then the fourth dimensional being Horror finds them hideous. There's like, it might be that their body is like fine and such, but look in the fourth dimension, they're just hollow. There are a bunch of holes in them, and you can see straight into their organs. That also means that the humanity is extremely susceptible to it. It is literally just swim in part of itself in between those holes and then just crush whatever's inside of it. Or, as it's more likely to do, actually start messing with their brain to kind of get them to change their mind about it or to do certain things. If it stood to it, it could basically just kill them instantly, but usually, because it cannot go above surface, it proves more valuable to like influence the human to do whatever it bids. Meanwhile, this cannot happen to either the Vinox or Thraxan or Drafels, because they, for one, they are able to reverse any radioactive impairment or DNA degradation. In fact, they cannot have DNA degradation because it doesn't really break down. And it is the process of actually intermingling is cognitive in a way. It's not just that a random seed that perform better than the rest beats all the other ones. Rather that there is a packet transferred to a female that will then provide that will then be compared with whatever she has, and it will produce the best outcome. And even if there's a lot of radiation, then the Drafel's body to manipulate in itself can also undo most radiation. In fact, this ability is proportional to the amount of damage done by radioactive waves, because it is powered by radioactive waves. Like and the skeleton is can't get more. But like the radiation poisoning also fuels the Draffle's power because, as mentioned, they are the only ones who can actually grasp outside of their own body. Which means that when they are sitting down meditating, they're actually extracting energy from their surroundings. And the easiest one to extract is energy. Background radio. Oh, sorry. And most importantly, the darkspawn, the like sun that is in the sky, or the moon actually, Thunder's moon. That one is actually a neutron star. Means that they are under heavy radiation every night, but that is also the radiation they use to like power themselves. And whenever it comes underneath the scales, yes, it does radioactive damage, but it also is absorbed as it passes through the body. They also kind of siphon the energy and apply it. It both does damage, but they also gain some. And it is a net gain. The Nox, for them, it's not a net gain. They take they take actually a little more damage than they get. Then they have to expend more energy on repairing themselves than they get. Fractans get more energy from the darkspawn than anything else. Oh, Fractans are the best at like blocking the radiation and then absorbing whatever comes in and whatever interacts with the outer scale, because that's easier to repair than the outer, and thus they also have a net gain. The problem is they're under water, so they don't really have that luxury. They still have to hunt for different things down there, and there's not a lot down there until actually there are some grand beasts down there. I probably respect the music. Right? Song? I can talk about. I was talking about the crap. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah. All right. Crack. Oh shit! I forgot a shovel. Can't forget get a shovel. It's very important to get a shovel. What was I talking about? I was talking about giraffe on, but I can't remember what exactly I was talking about there. My computer is also a little. And wait a minute, I have this recorded. I can like turn back, dial back time. So that's things down there, and there's not a lot down there. All right, I was talking about how the Fraxons survive on the ground. Oh no, actually on the water. Yeah, there really isn't a lot down there. So what they usually do is make incursions, small incursions, and they keep themselves close to the surface of the water to actually collect the moon, Hunter's Moon's light. Then they also fight each other a lot, like beat each other, and fight over the resources. That way they also harness the strongest ones, which are usually the close range ones. Because there really isn't a lot you can long range with. And also they are a little well, some of them focus a lot on but it's a little difficult to determine if it's just the way they're programmed. Yes, that is also part of it. They were specifically designed to be big bulky crocodile, like 3 meters, 4 meters tall, even up to 7 meters tall, and then just charge at the enemy and just bash them. As mentioned, their body is also perfect in 4th dimension and thick, with thick scales. It's actually the only threat that horror can't really pierce with their tendrils. What horror would usually do is they would reach out in the 3rd dimension with some small tendrils, or actually some big tentacles, formless tentacles. They didn't really have any textures to them. There weren't any suction cups or anything. It's just a plain member that just squirms ahead like slithers. And whenever it touched something, it would just die. Straight up, it would just die. Because that tentacle is like the eyes of the horror. And whenever they touch something, then horror will know I should strike there in the 4th dimension. Then the opponent basically gets skewered, or their entrails are ripped out of them, the insides, but you don't see it because it's in the 4th dimension. There's no blood or anything. They just drop dead. Maybe they deflate a little, body being like becoming just a pile of skin. Sometimes it also explodes. If they already had a wound, then kind of just becomes black, the blood disappearing and getting sucked out, but like imploding. Sometimes people also just disappear. That's the ones where they have just taken both skin, flesh, and everything and just sucked it out, and like ripped it out, not sucked it out. because it's very bloody, violent procedure. But because it's in the fourth dimension, and we don't even have nerves that can perceive that dimension, then we don't feel anything. The person doesn't feel anything; they just suddenly die. It's a little different with travels. They will feel it. But they also have a chance to they have sometimes a chance to fight back. Like against some of the smaller ones, they can actually do stuff. But against like the primary one, yeah, even Fraxen struggle. But they will like survive for a good few seconds, which gives the other Thraxens time to bonk it face. And that's why horror usually avoids the Thraxen. Does also mean that Thraxens can't really feast upon it. So they have to find other means. Whenever something drops down into the water. There are also no microbes before humanity came, so therefore nothing rots. And but there are usually not really any fruits that's gonna pull up down there. What they also do is that they make incursions onto their land, especially outside of the forest where the travels. At that time, tyrants held up. Then they would kind of just like sunbathe in the night, sitting on big rows, meditating as the Hunter's Moon or neutron star passed, soaking up their energy. But they still need like nutrients. That's the smart thing by not having any digestion system. You just simply take a pile of dirt and then you eat it. Not that appetizing, but can do that. That's what most Phyraxans do, because there's not really anything else to eat. That is until the time of Tenrex. Tenrex, he is a smart guy. He is the one who actually thinks. Now, Fraxans aren't... Yeah, they are kind of stupid. Fraxan's not. Tenrex is not. He is a bit on the shorter side of everyone. But he is the only Fraxan to actually rip their eye out of a tyrant, to which all tyrants absolutely despise him. And he basically, over the course of a century or a few decades, I think it was 2 decades, he manages to first get a rank amongst like the first become actually a prominent fighter, then where he actually beat himself way up to that rank. Like he beat Fraxans to get there through trickery to some degree. But it was mostly his speed at the beginning that was the important part. But as he grew older, he kind of lacked the speed. Then he had to rely more on his devastating strike. One single strike that would like decimate the opponent. And putting them in a situation where they would actually have to stand or lose something valuable to them. He also... But in order to do that, he needs information about the opponent. So we usually just observe them until they have found their weakness. Not necessarily their physical weakness, but rather what they valued, what their prime directive were, and then put them into a position where they either have to pick their own well-being or their prime directive. That he has found a lot of success with. That's also how his incursions onto the surface has been excellent, because he always makes sure that he only invades once there are other threats, so that they are less likely to actually interfere with him. And even when they do, he has actually that's the primary thing he does. Until the time when the tyrants were gone, and that's when he takes power and starts his crusade. Actually, he did not plan on he actually had planned the crusade for a long time, but the day he charges, that's also the day when the tyrants are gone. And from there starts a very long war between the Fraxons and the Dreffels, where the Dreffels are rapidly losing numbers, then slowly losing numbers. It's not going good, and they're actually on the breaking point until a new species comes, lands on the planet. There, the Dreffels actually get a fighting chance. Because now, not only are they the ones created by tyrants and also overthrew them, but now they also have a highly advanced species that might not know to war, but they do understand, but they do have a lot of technology. Like, they use plasma cutters. Their planet can be described as like a siphon for a Dyson sphere in a way. So what they do is they have the sun, and they have a bunch of mirrors that focus the sun to throw its radioactive, throw all its light towards the planet. And then the planet is like still, it doesn't have a rotation, and it instead has a big sphere, a big like bucket, a dumpster of sorts. That when the light reaches it, then it will kind of be driven to be trapped inside of its confines, not ever colliding with the bucket itself, kind of like guided in circles inside the bucket. And then whenever the Ravix need energy, then they just create a little drain, and then energy just flies out of that one, and then they close it again. Then they have enough energy. If they need to smelt something, then they just open it shortly, then close it, and then boom, and they have a bunch of energy. They're actively just draining the sun. They've also found a way to get star fragments. Basically just, they used to like power their vessels for far distance travel. And eventually a scouting party comes to Drafnion because they deemed it was a fairly good planet and intriguing. Or actually no, it was the 3 suns that were orbiting a planet that they found strange. So they go there, and oddly enough, it's a little weird there, but and then they also notice that the planet that they are circumventing also has a grand blizzard at its top. It's just very intriguing. That's when they kind of get pulled down by force. This is actually Horror's doing that pulls them down, because Horror also has, because they are not really with emotion, they are very logically thinking. They determine that this species, which can actually observe in the 4th dimension, because they neither have optimized themselves for that part, but it can notice that they are perfect even there, even though they don't have any knowledge about the 4th dimension. So it kind of drags them down, come to the planet, and the Dreffels quickly find them, and by their help they actually manage to fight back against the Fraxons. It should also be mentioned, they didn't provide any weapons there, they just provided logistics. So suddenly the Dreffels were a lot more efficient. And they also provided a new program called the Commando program, where a Draffle would be have one graphic that they would kind of bond to, and then together they would form a very dangerous force, because we have the brawn and agility combined with a small yet powerful brainiac. And thus, they could just find the best tactic, like on the fly. They could develop DIY tools on the spot. They could even help to some degree. Like whenever their mount, whenever the Draffle was like in danger, then they could throw a smoke bomb or something. Those smoke bombs wouldn't be that effective, but then they would instead make it so that it's a thermal smoke bomb, so that suddenly all kinds of senses are blocked. Not only can't they see, they can't even sense anything around them. And basically, they made a lot of advances. Within a year, they discovered. Within 2 years, they discovered. Actually, within 1 year, they discovered that bows exist, and then they upgraded. They made the bow, because the bow hadn't been invented by any group at that point, because bows would not be able to pierce scale because it's graphene scale. But then the Fraxons from scratch to invent the bow, and then they put wheels on it so that they can take the string and kind of once it's like taut, then they can pull it together so that it's like has even more pull to it. Like, it's supposed to be very short, but it's not, because like the Draffle is holding back the string. I broke another pickaxe. And then as they've pulled it fully back, then the wheel will start turning, like making even more tension. And then finally, when they can't hold on anymore, then they'll let go, and then it'll fly like a railgun. An accelerated particle just and punch through anything. And then pull another arrow, put it on the string, and then they pull. The string goes taut. The wheels wheel it in, and then finally let go, and boom, another shock wave. That's their anti-tank weapon, and as Fraxons effectively are just walking tanks, it's proved very effective at keeping them at bay. Like, as mentioned, I can talk on and on and on and on and on about Draffleon. Eternity. Anything you notice? Like, there's one guy who has showed up today, and he showed up for 5 minutes and 45 seconds, which I'm glad for. Thanks for that. You are the first person to watch me live. Just unfortunate I can't see who it was. Thanks. Alright, I think this is... What am I doing? Like... Am I just digging onwards? I'm just digging onwards. Man, I was just completely zoned out inside of this time bubble about Draffleon. See, that's the danger. Either I'm just silent, or otherwise I'm just going on a tangent. A crazy long tangent. Oh. Well, I think it's time that I go back. Just put everything into the appropriate chest, and then I will log off. Yeah, that's the plan. Maybe just do this. There, 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 there. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. So, bump, 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 and then there we go. Bam. Wait a minute, I don't think I got it right. There we go. Bam. Alright, done. I'll shut up for now. Boom.